description below if you want to start from the beginning, but you're also welcome to join us here. So, we're just going to be flipping through this book and talking about places and maybe reading some sections. So, I'll whisper most of it and then maybe read some in soft-spoken. So, hopefully you enjoy that. Let's get started. Let's see where we left off. Oh yeah, we left off on page 300. So we left off at this perfect center point of page 300. So we'll go to 350 today. So we'll start at 300. How fun. Let's get started. So number 300. Oh, also a couple other things to note. One, I'm going to mispronounce everything. That's part of the joy of it. And two, if I have traveled to any of the places and have a photo of myself there, I try to include the photo as a little travel log. So those are the two other things to know. So let's get started. Chatuchak Weekend Market in Thailand. They say it's a Thai temple to consumerism. Bangkok's biggest marketplace. And they say it's in the northern suburbs and accessible by the metro. 301 is Parque National Tortuga Rio. Anyway, Turtle Island, Costa Rica. It's a coastal rainforest that they say feels like the Amazon jungle, where you can see sea turtles. And they note that turtle nesting season is from March to October. Okay, 302, Parque National de Andrenitra in Madagascar. They say it's unspoiled seclusion, and that's pictured here. Let's read a little bit about it. This park's greatest feature, there's hardly anyone here. Andrenitra encompasses a majestic central mountain range with two valleys on either side, nibbled by natural pools, inhabited by lemurs, dotted with villages, graced by three extraordinary peaks. The 2-day trail stretches from one side of the park to the other via the summit of Pic Bobby. Its natural wonder and unspoiled seclusion makes it a world-class destination. Cool. The 2-day hike on that trail sounds like a really nice trip. Okay, 303 is Capri in Italy, where the glamorous go to play. I believe that's in Ireland. Okay, 304 is Bramberg Castle in England. And I don't know exactly where this is in England, to be honest. It's not one that I'm familiar with. 305 is Lake Geneva in Switzerland. Western Europe's biggest lake stretches like a liquid mirror along the French-Swiss border. And I don't have a photo in here, but I have been to Lake Geneva. I have been there. I did a trip to Switzerland where we started in Geneva and ended in Zurich. And I actually didn't love Geneva that much as a place. The lake was beautiful, but Zurich had a lot more, and Bern had a lot more to it to me. Okay, 306, Chu Chi Tunnels, and that's photographed here. This is in Vietnam. It's the network of 3-story deep hand-dug passages stretching from Ho Chi Minh City to Cambodia, used to facilitate the Viet Cong control of the area and attack American forces. And in here, let's read a little about it. It says, thousands of Vietnamese lived, died, wed, gave birth here in cramped conditions underground. Portions of the tunnel are open today. Crawling through the subterranean passages is not for the claustrophobic, but this is an astonishing testament to the Vietnamese tenacity. Interesting. is the Art Institute of Chicago, the museum. I've actually never really been to Chicago, which is crazy for all the places I have been. Feels like I should have made the list, but okay. 308 Grosbeton, an iconic Caribbean climb in St. Lucia. I've been looking at planning a trip to St. Lucia for a while. I hope maybe next year I'll go. 309, the Louisiana Museum of Modern Art in Denmark. Based on that name, I was not expecting it to be in Denmark. But it is an art museum on the coast in a small town north of Copenhagen, it says. 310, Lower Zambezi National Park in Zambia. And they say it's safaris, shaken and stirred. Here they say the line. Let's read a little bit about it. Most things are a lot more fun when water is involved, and safaris are no exception. And water is what makes Lower Zambezi so very special. Here, guests are not limited to traditional wildlife drives. They can instead climb into a canoe and paddle silently down the mighty Zambezi River, past bathing elephants, bobbing hippos, and Nile crocodiles. Let me tell you what, I would not want to do that. I would not want to be in a canoe around a hippo. Not for me, not for me. Hippos are so scary. Okay. No, I didn't miss a page. Okay, 311. Tempelakio, Kirikko, Finland. And this is Helsinki's futuristic rock church. And it's pictured here. I think I've seen a photo. I think we saw a photo in a previous magazine that I flipped through of the outside of this church. It's so interestingly constructed, and inside you can see the rock still. It looks like a sunken spaceship, they say. And their tip is that the excellent acoustics make it a really popular concert venue. So try to see a show there. Okay, 132 is Petronas Towers. Petronas Towers in Malaysia. The world's largest twin towers. They're identical 88-story towers. They pop up through the smog. Cool. 313 is Calamalu, the lost city of the Yucatan in Mexico. It's photographed here. They say it's lesser known but more grandiose than some of the ancient Mayan cities around. And 314 is Murchison Falls in Uganda. And it's Uganda's largest national park. And it has the Nile that runs through it. And the river squeezes itself through a 7-meter wide rock chasm to crash down 43 feet with intense force. Oh, we got my first photo. We'll talk more about this. 315 Caernarfon Castle in Wales. And that's pictured here. It looks like a cool castle on the water. Beautiful. 316 Ben Nevis in Scotland. As some of you may know, I've been planning a Scotland trip. That trip is happening this month. I wonder if I will make it to see Ben Nevis. Let's see. We'll read it. We'll read it just because I'm going there. Like a repentant rabble-rouser on the morning after Hogmanay, Scotland set about to positively revolutionize its reputation a few years ago, and is morphed from a place famed for golf, whiskey, and deep-fried monstrosities to one of Europe's outdoor capitals. At the epicenter of this action-packed eruption is Britain's tallest peak. At 1,344 meters high, Ben Nevis, which towers over the highland town of Fort Williams, Navis and Ankh-Mor have long attracted mountain sport fans to the world-class hill walking, skiing, and mountain biking. Nevis genuinely has something for everyone, from an easy walking path to a sensational summit, right through to the technical ice climbing. Cool. I don't think I'm going to Fort Williams, the town that I would see that in, so maybe next time. 317 is Chitwan National Park in Nepal. So it once was the royal city, back when Nepal had a monarchy, it says. Okay, and then 318 is Museo Guggenheim, the Guggenheim Museum in Spain. This is in Bilbao, and it's such an interesting building, outside and inside. So it's in Basque Country in Spain. And I visited there as a college student studying abroad. And at the time, one of the exhibits they had was like your stomach. It was like an intestinal system that someone had knitted that you could like climb through. And it was supposed to be like an example of what your stomach looks like. And it was fun to climb through. So that's a picture of me in an exhibit in the Guggenheim. I don't know if that exhibit was temporary or still there. But I generally love Basque Country in Spain. That's like my favorite food in the world, probably. Okay, 319. Pulpit Rock in Norway. It's a spectacular lookout. 320. Bay of Fundy in Canada. I believe that's pictured here with this strange rock outlook with the trees on top. Very strange, very beautiful. 321 is Reed Island in Peru. And there are floating islands that kind of bob a bit, because the islands are made from dried torta reeds. And so it's an island that's not really constructed the way normal islands are. 322, Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi. So it is one of the largest mosques in the world, and it has the planet's largest handmade carpet. 323, which is pictured here. This beautiful sunset picture with this lighthouse. It's Cape Cod National Seashore in Massachusetts, U.S. I have never been to Cape Cod either, or really Boston, so on the list. 324 is Isla de Ometepe. So sorry. That's in Nicaragua, and it's a volcano-capped jewel, they say. 325 is Wat Pho, a Buddhist temple nirvana in Bangkok, Thailand. Pictured here. I do always find the Buddhist temples I've visited to be very, very beautiful. 326, Golden Temple in India. And this is, I believe, a Sikh temple, based on what I'm reading here, which that would be extremely cool to visit. Every interaction I've had with someone who is practicing the Sikh religion has been so positive, so I think it would be really cool to visit. Okay, 327 is the Central Kalahari Game Reserve in Botswana. 328 is Beit She'an in Israel. These are the extraordinary ruins from Rome, and there's us standing in the ruins. We did we visited these ruins, and they were some of the coolest Roman ruins I've ever seen. And I've seen some really cool ones in Italy and Spain and stuff, but this one is pretty special. So that's me and my little family visiting there. And as you can see, we had a little audio tour. We were Marrakesh, Morocco, a rainbow-hued botanical garden. I do love to go to a botanical garden when I'm in Upland City. 330 is the bioluminescent bays in Puerto Rico. The microorganisms that glow. In 331 is Tiantan Buddha in Hong Kong, China. Wow, this photo is so beautiful, I find. It's very cool. They say when flying into Hong Kong, take a peek out the window and maybe you can spot the giant Buddha statue. 332 is Maktesh Rahman in Israel, and it's a crater that made a really interesting landscape. I do not believe I went there when I was in Israel. Okay, 333 is Grotte de Lascaux. It's a vast prehistoric gallery, they say. So it's a cave. Oh, it's a grotto. My French just has to change out the words a little bit. It's a grotto of chambers with prehistoric paintings. 334, which is pictured above, is a Chogeng temple in Tibet. It is let's actually read about it. I don't know much about this one. Let's read. The atmosphere of hushed awe hits you first as you inch through the dark medieval passageways of the 1,300-year-old Chogeng. The central golden Buddha here is the most revered in all Tibet. Queues of wide-eyed pilgrims shuffle up and down the stairways, past medieval doorways and millennium-old murals, pausing briefly to top up the hundreds of butter lamps that flicker in the gloom. It's the beating, spiritual heart of Tibet. Welcome to the 14th century. It's amazing to have, active temples like this that have, not changed in so many years. Beautiful. Okay, 335 is the Kigali Memorial Center in Rwanda, and it is a memorial for the genocide that happened there. 336 is Lisbon's Alfama, which is the heart of Lisbon in Portugal. Lisbon, Portugal is definitely on my list of places I want to visit in the next couple of years. And this photo just is, vibes. It's just beautiful. Okay, 337, Museo de Oro in Colombia, the Museum of Gold. See photographed here. 338 is Museums Quarter in Austria, and it is an area that packs all of the city's best museums into one purpose-built district in Vienna. I wonder if it's kind of like in the US, in DC, the National Mile, where there's all the best museums right there. Sounds cool. 339 is the 798 Art District in China, and this is not from the art district, but this is on the day we visited the 789 Art District in China. It was an extremely cool area, very fun. I also ate the best ramen of my life there, which is crazy to say because I have had really good ramen in a lot of other places, but the best ramen of my life was at a really fancy restaurant in the 798 Art District. 340 is the D-Day beaches pictured here in France, in Normandy's Omaha Beach. And 341 is the Białowieża Forest in Poland, a green Middle-earth-like Poland National Park. Okay, 342 is North Seoul Temple in North Korea, a beloved landmark tower. Oh, I read that it's north. It's probably not. It's probably just N. And Seoul Tower in South Korea. windowsill. And here's me there. I spend quite a bit of time in Salvador, and I'm not sure where in this photo this is, but I'm pretty sure this is the exact same street. I might be a little further down the road, but I visited the Pellerino several times. It is a really fun walkway in that it looks really like it looks really Portuguese, but then it has so much more color. And then it's kind of an art district area, so like half of the shops are like shops that are selling paintings from the local art school, or are selling, there's a lot of there's a really great record store right here in Pellerino where I bought some vintage records that I really love. But it's like a cool art area, and it's just beautiful and bright and fun. Salvador is kind of a tricky place to travel to, but it has beautiful beaches, it has wonderful food, the culture there is amazing, but it's not the easiest to get to and from. Okay, 346 is Glacier Skywalk in Canada, a walkway in the Ruby Mountains, a glass walkway. Yeah, I feel like that would give me vertigo or something, but cool. 347 is Casino de Monte Carlo in Monaco, a glitzy glam casino. I have had no desire to visit Monaco, but okay. 348 is Lahore Fort in Pakistan, atmospheric Mughal complex, and it's a star of their old city. 349 is Ishakapasa Palace in Turkey, a storybook Turkish palace, as if lifted from a page of 1001 Nights, they say. And 350, which is pictured above in this gorgeous photo, is Moria in French Polynesia. Let's read about that one, because look how beautiful that photo is. Moria is so beautiful you'll be rubbing your eyes at first glimpse of it from Tahiti. That turquoise lagoon that you were sure was photoshopped in the brochure, it's better in real life. Bora Bora might be better known, but glimpsing the near vertical emerald cliffs, the brilliant sunsets, and underwater playground of sloping reefs will make you feel as if you're the luckiest person in the world. Beautiful. I've never heard of that island, really. Okay, and then 351, this will be the last one we do in this video. Snæfellsnes, an eerie volcanic majesty in Iceland, a windswept land that is supposed to be very beautiful to see. And here we have a photo of a horse in the windy landscape. So that's where we'll end this video, flipping through. Thanks for joining me for another 50. We have just a